Hey, Bluetooth. Hello. I'm gonna wear my hat because awkward moment. But anyway, hey, Bluetooth. This is my reaction rant to Supergirl. Yeah, my hat. Supergirl Season 2, Episode 3, titled Welcome to Earth. We last left off with that unconscious kryptonite guy that was in the pod. He kind of woke up right after Supergirl was all talking to his unconscious body, saying, when you wake up, you might feel alone, but I'll be here for you. And then he wakes up and attacks her. But anyway, that mystery alien guy ends up escaping the DEO. And this is the cool part. I forgot her name already, but she was the actress that played Wonder Woman in the old TV show. I believe an old TV show. Give me a sec. Let me research. Hang on. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to look up. I remember who she is, but her name in the top of my head was kind of like leaving me for a second. But hang on. Where the heck? Okay, but anyway, as that happens, we have a female president named President Olivia Marston, who is played by none other than Linda Carter. And if you don't know who Linda Carter is, she previously portrayed the infamous Wonder Woman in the 1970s Wonder Woman television series. Yeah, isn't that awesome? It's wonderful. It makes me so happy inside that Wonder Woman shows up. The lady that played the original Wonder Woman in the 1970s TV show shows up in Supergirl as the President of the United States of America. But anyway, she arrives in National City because she's going to sign an act recognizing that aliens should, be treated like immigrants, bring them in, This is a country where, we're diverse, aliens are in a way they're kind of showing that aliens are kind of like immigrants, when immigrants first came to America, that stuff, we welcomed them with open arms and all that stuff, and they're trying to do the same thing, and that's basically what the president's doing in National City. She's kind of like signing a treaty or something like that in a way, you know what I mean? But anyway, she gets attacked by an unknown alien who has the ability to throw fire globes, like fireballs, at them, right? And when she gets attacked, the DEO and everyone, mainly the DEO and Supergirl, they believe that the person that attempted to assassinate the president was in fact that alien that escaped the DEO who was in the Kryptonian pod, right? Because, he escaped. Anyway, Alex ends up encountering a police detective by the name of Maggie Sawyer. I know that name anywhere. She's definitely in DC Comics. She's a supporting character in both the Superman and the Batman comic books. Her full name is Margaret Ellen Sawyer. She's definitely human. But the cool thing is, she was affiliated with the Gotham City Police Department and Metropolis Special Crimes Unit. So she was involved with both Gotham and Metropolis, which I think is pretty freaking cool. And she made an appearance in Superman the Animated Series as Captain Maggie Sawyer. She was also seen in the background in the Justice League episode Hereafter, attending Superman's funeral. And the Smallville episodes Insurgents, Exile, Expose, and Descent, they all show an actress playing the role of Lieutenant and later Detective Sawyer. And now we get to see her here in Supergirl. I believe Maggie Sawyer also made appearances in the video games DC Universe Online, and also mentioned in Batman Arkham Knight. Because if I remember correctly, the character Kane mentions on Bruce Wayne's voicemail, like she mentions that she's married to Maggie in Batman Arkham Knight, and she's also in Lego Dimensions, which is pretty freaking cool. Hang on for a sec. And to further go into detail on what the president's doing, though, she's there in National City to sign a bill pretty much granting amnesty for aliens living incognito in the U.S., right? And so I just wanted to get into more detail about that so people don't go like, hey, you're missing stuff and all that stuff. I'll be like, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I hate that. I really hate that. But anyway, the reason why I'm so quiet is because right now they're snoring over there, and that only means someone's seriously sleeping. But anyway, Alex, like I said, encountered police detective Maggie Sawyer, who pretty much takes her to this secret bar, right? And, you know, Alex is kind of skeptic. She's like, it's just a bar, right? You have to have, like, a secret password to say at the door, but other than that, it's just a bar, right? And Maggie's like, take a closer look. And that's when Alex noticed that the bar is literally filled with aliens. Apparently, that bar is pretty much a safe haven for any aliens there on Earth, keeping them safe from everyone else, right? And they managed to track down their target, the escapee from the DEO, the Kryptonian. I'm saying that because we're not sure he's Kryptonian this episode, so pretty much later. But anyway, Wynn finds out that the guy who escaped the DEO, he apparently sending a signal, and, you know, Kara assumes, you know, she's trying to send a signal to Krypton, but then Wynn says that he's sending a signal to Taksim, and the moment you see Kara's face when he says that, you instantly know that Supergirl knows what Taksim is. And I looked it up. Taksim is, and in fact, in the DC comics, they have a race called the Taksimites, and they are descended from Kryptonian colonists. And in Supergirl, apparently Taksim is known as a planet that's literally a sister planet to Krypton. But anyway, Kara manages to track down this Taksimite and locks him in the DEO. And while he's locked up, President Olivia, she signs the bill only to get attacked again. And we find out that the assailant was not, in fact, the guy from Taksim, but this lady. And I believe I found out what her name was. Yeah, she goes by the name of Scorcher, apparently. It didn't really say in my notes, but I found out that she went by the name of Scorcher. And Alex recognizes her because she ran into her from the bar, right? So she knows she's an alien. And so she ends up attacking during like a public speech and all that stuff. And Kara, Alex, and with Maggie end up teaming up to defeat the woman and take her into custody. And because they found out the assailant was actually Scorcher and not the Daxonite or something, I can never pronounce Daxonite. Since it wasn't the Daxonite, Kara, you know, she realizes she made a mistake. She quickly judged him, thinking, you know, because apparently there's been some hostility between Krypton and Taksim. Like, you know, from what Kara knows, she believed that Taksim, you know, there was this war, and apparently, according to Kara, from what she knows, Taksim started the war. But then this Taksimite, when she was talking to Kara before, you know, Scorcher was captured in, he said that Krypton was the one that started it. So, of course, you know, this Taksimite has a biased opinion about the war because he believed Krypton started it the same way Kara believed Taksim started it, right? So, you know, she decided, since he wasn't the assassin, she decided to give this guy a chance. So he releases him, ends up introducing herself, you know, I'm Kara Zor-El from Krypton, and he introduces himself as MonEl. And I looked it up. I know MonEl pretty well, but apparently, his real name is apparently Lar Gand. He was primarily known as MonEl, and later on he was also known as Valor or MonEl. And his real name is Lar Gand. He's still a Taksimite, still from Taksim. His team affiliations were known as the Legions of Superheroes, Legion, Science Police, the 24th century, Justice League, and even the Green Lantern Corps. And he has superhuman strength, superhuman speed, superhuman endurance, invulnerability, healing factor, flight, freeze breath, vortex breath, heat vision, telescopic vision, microscopic vision, superhuman hearing, and longevity. And the only time he's ever made any other appearance in media, there was an animated Legion of Superheroes, and he made an appearance there, and his powers and abilities are very similar to Superman and Supergirl, but there's like maybe like 3 exceptions. Instead of being vulnerable to radioactive element kryptonite, he is vulnerable to the inert element lead. Apparently Daxamite's weakness are to lead, and it's described to be like close to... Extreme reaction to lead is kind of close to what humans would be like a near fatal allergy attack, right? And lead poisoning is also fatal to Daxamites. And as a side effect to anti-lead serum, because he got anti-lead serum, the radiation of a red star will not rob him of his powers as it would with Kryptonians and Daxamites. And apparently Largan is considered to be the most powerful member of the Legion of Superheroes, which I think was pretty freaking cool. But in this show he is known as MonEl. I don't know if he's ever going to go to any other name per se, you know what I mean? Because, you know, he's introduced as MonEl. But anyway, I also forgot to mention that during this episode, Snapper, he starts undermining James's authority despite the fact that he's now the CEO of Catco, and he's also tasking Kara to interview Lena Luthor, who actually reveals that her company, L-Corp, has invented an alien detection device, which of course Kara is very against because, you know, she's an alien, you know what I mean? She feels like it's an invasion of privacy. And, you know, she makes her first article and gives it to Snapper, and Snapper ends up rejecting it because, of course, Kara being biased about it, the article itself is also biased, because, like, remember, like what I said, Kara doesn't like this alien detection device because she believes it's an invasion of privacy to aliens, right? And when she wrote her article, it was way too biased, which is why Snapper didn't like her first version of it and told her to rewrite it. Anyway, with everything going on and her, you know, giving a chance to MonEl, she decides to put her personal emotions aside in order to become a better successful reporter, right? Which I think is a really cool thing. But, you know, also another thing that happened was, MonEl was asking what happened to Taksim, right? He knew about the destruction of Krypton, but what he didn't know was the debris of Krypton actually also destroyed, I believe, Taksim's moon, which pretty much pushed it out. I don't know what it did, but it did something to the point where Taksim is now a wasteland, right? And, you know, he's pretty much, from what she's saying, he's pretty much the last survivor of Taksim, just like she and Superman are the last living people of Krypton, right? You could see he's devastated, but, you know, of course we could tell that Kara's gonna be there for him, you know what I mean? But anyway, we also get this moment where President Olivia is all thanking the DEO and everything in Supergirl for, you know, saving her. And it is in fact revealed that she is also an alien, because as she's walking away from everybody, her eyes start glowing. And so she's like, oh my gosh, she's actually an alien. And I like the fact that Kara makes a comment saying, I can't believe I got to see Air Force One. The president, who, like I said, the actor who plays the president is in fact Linda, who played Wonder Woman in the 1970s. She made a little reference to that, because after Kara mentioned Air Force One, she's like, you should see my other jet. And when I heard that, I was like, bomb. That is the bomb diggity right there. That's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my whole life. But anyway, Jean ends up as Hank. Well, he enters as Hank, but he ends up, you know, as Martian Manhunter in the bar, and he ends up meeting the bartender, who we find out is actually a Green Martian. Well, from what in the show, what we know is a Green Martian, M'gann Mors. And if you guys remember who M'gann is known as Miss Martian in the comics. Her alien name is M'gann Mors, and her human name is Megan Morse. She's technically, in the comics, spoiler alert for you guys, she's technically a white Martian from Mars. She's affiliated with the Teen Titans and Young Justice. she's known as Megan Morris, and she also was known at one point as the Star-Spangled Kid. I am running out of time. I will get more into this and the end of the episode in the part maybe 1.5 or part 2. So I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.